Alright guys, so this is actually a video I've been wanting to do for quite some time now. I just haven't really figured out how I was going to go about it, and also I started thinking about it again, and then the weather got terrible. It was in like the 30s last week, so definitely not a great time for carp fishing, but for some reason mid-November it has warmed up into the 70s, so I figured what better day than to come down here and do some micro rod carp fishing. Alright, so this is actually my ice rod right here, and I was actually planning on leaving the original reel on it, but unfortunately I couldn't find the original reel, so I just slapped one of my bigger reels on here, and this should definitely hold up better anyway. This has 20-pound mono on it instead of 4-pound braid, so definitely should have a better chance of landing a few fish today. And with that said, enough talking, let's get rigged up and see if we can catch some carp on micro rods. Alright, so while I'm rigging up here, I think I'm going to quickly explain how I'm actually going to go about this, because obviously this is not going to be the easiest task to get the bait out far enough to even get to the fish, let alone landing a fish. So I think what I'm going to do is, at first I'm going to try casting. I think I might have enough weight on here to get it out a decent ways, and I'm on the river, so it's not like I need to cast out, you know, 50 yards or anything like that. But if that doesn't work, I think I'm just gonna have to whip it out like a hand line. I can't really think of any other ways to do it. I was gonna use a slingshot, but I tried it at my house, and it just kept getting all tangled up, and it just didn't work at all. So I think our best bet is either to just whip it out like a hand line or just try casting it. So I'm gonna do one of those two methods, and hopefully that will lead us to landing a fish. And now we just try to figure out how to cast this. Alright, I'm just gonna try whipping it out there as hard as I can. Oh, that actually worked pretty well. I think I'm gonna try to get it in a better spot, but that is definitely a decent method to get the bait out there. I don't know if there's gonna be a fish that close to shore, but we'll give it a shot. There's a fish. Oh, it's a nice one too. I have no leverage in the reel. Oh, this is a mess. Oh, this is probably one of the hardest fishing challenges I've ever done. That's a nice fish. That's a solid 5-6 pounder. Get up here, buddy. Oh, there it is. First fish on the bank. This might actually be like an 8 pounder. Okay. Wow, we actually got him on the micro rod. I'm actually gonna weigh this guy. He's a decent fish for sure. I really wish I had a landing mat. Okay, there we go. Scale and wow, that is, I don't know how well you guys can see that, but about 9.3. Definitely a solid first fish. The fish grips probably weigh about 0.2, I would say, so solid 9 pounder right there. That is definitely a pretty sweet first fish on the micro rod, but we're gonna let him go now, and this water's pretty shallow right here, so this might be kind of tricky. There he goes. Wow. I expected our first fish, if we even got one, to be like 2 pounds, considering I casted in probably like 2 feet of water, so that was definitely a little bit crazier than I expected. But you know, it was pretty hard to reel, but the micro rod actually held up pretty well. Oh, that was a good cast. Perfect. Oh, there we go. Fish on. Oh, did he pop off? Shoot. Oh, there we go. Oh, this is so hard to reel. Doesn't feel like it's a super big fish, but yeah, it's pretty tiny. It's hard to keep the line tight with this. There we go. That's like a 1.5 pounder maybe. Definitely not near the size of the first one we caught, but still another decent little fish. Oh, there we go, fish on. Okay, my reel handle just snapped off. That's a problem. Might have to hand line this one. Get out of there, buddy. Can't really tell how big he is from right here, but I don't think he's terrible size. Oh yeah, he's definitely decent. There we go. Broken reel handle on an ice rod, and we still landed what's probably about an 8 pounder. And he's barely hooked too. Wow, that was probably one of the craziest fights I've ever had with a carp. Definitely a super pretty fish though. All right, I would estimate this guy to be about 7.5 or 8 pounds. So we're gonna get him back in the water, and I'm gonna try to release him pretty slowly. Oh, there we go. Okay, I got totally soaked. Well guys, there it is. The micro rod carp fishing challenge has been completed. I never really laid out the guidelines for when I would actually call this challenge complete, but I feel like landing a 9 pounder on an ice rod is definitely good enough. So with that said, we're gonna end the video here. Today's daily shout out goes to Michigan Wanderer. Thank you for subscribing, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.